Yo, guys.
What's up?
I say it right?
Yes.
Thanks for pulling up. I appreciate you. What's on your teeth?
Teacher, these are goddess girls.
You got your own line of jewelry?
Mm-hmm.
Dead ass?
Teacher, yeah. Services provided all throughout New York City. I have 4 goddess angels who go around as well. And
what? Whoa, goddess angels?
Yeah, the girls that work for the goddess girls. So I have like different workers so we can tackle each program.
I'm blown away by it. You're gonna have to break that down. So, alright, so these girls go around and they sell goddess jewelry?
They like apply the jewelry.
And this is all they do?
Customers. Yeah, like we go to events and do the jewelry there as well.
How's that going?
It's going pretty good. We've been pretty successful. I haven't been.
So you gotta tell me a little more about this goddess girls.
So basically, these girls are like jewelry. They're Swarovski crystals, and they're like temporary. So between like 3 weeks to 2 months, you can have these in, and you can change colors, sizes.
That's crazy. How long they last?
Like between 3 weeks and 2 months.
3 weeks and 2 months. You making a bag off of that right now.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's
your style type fly though. I like your shades and all that.
Thanks.
Where you from?
These are also my shades too. I sell these.
Those are dope goddess shades.
These are goddess shades, yeah.
That's it. You got a website or something?
I have Instagram pages for all of them. So we have goddess shades, goddess grills, goddess angels. Those are the girls that like tend to parties and bartend.
So I know you got lashes.
Not yet.
What?
These lashes are by Foreign Slim though, one of the girls in Goddess Gang. So yeah, go check out Foreign Slim. She got lashes, she got waist beads, Nigerian princess, you know.
So all you girls got companies?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I only hang around entrepreneurs. I only hang out with go-getters. Like
that's how
I'm gonna be.
Where you from?
I grew up in Florida, but I'm originally from the Bahamas.
Ah, okay. I just thought you was from Brooklyn because it sounded like hustling mentality out there, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think anybody who comes to America, like, they already know they gotta hustle, like, yeah.
So how long you been living out here in New York?
Are
you living in New York? You visiting?
I'm visiting now, but I actually lived in New York for 4 years. The pandemic kind of took a toll on me because I lived here by myself, so I went back home to Florida for a while, but I'm actually gonna be coming back to New York in February, so.
Alright. So you an artist, right?
Yes.
Seems like you're an entrepreneur. So you good at everything.
A little bit of everything, but that's the Gemini in me, you know.
Facts. So artist. Alright, so what made you start singing, rap? What you do?
Rapping.
Alright. So what got you into rap?
I actually used to rap like as a child because my mom worked a radio station in the Bahamas and she used to just have me on there. My rap name back then was Pinky Swift. So before Taylor Swift, you feel me?
How old were you?
5.
Yeah, you always had.
She had me on the radio, and then I got into theater and musical theater specifically throughout middle school and high school, and then when I got to college, I was living in Orlando going to UCF, and I went to like a lot of Full Sail University parties, and that's like a big production school, so it's a lot of rappers and producers there. So I used to go there and freestyle and shit. My friends were like, nah, you need to be like in somebody's fucking song and shit, so, you know.
Facts. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I seen you perform for the first time the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monster always be telling me about you. Like, yo, you heard her before? I'm telling him, like, nah, I never seen her. Well, you went off, though. Like,
thank you.
You killed that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what to expect, but nah, you killed those covers. That was what, the Nipsey Hussle one?
Yeah, my Nipsey Hussle joint.
How it go? Last time that I checked.
I'm on some bullshit.
I was paying attention.
Yes.
So where you at right now in your career? Like, you on tour? You on independent? You signed?
I'm independent right now. I work with a few collectives that kind of help me push my music and just like help me with my sound overall and look and everything like that. But for the most part, I'm just like operating myself, assisting artists. I'm just still developing, and you know, I want to come as the final product when I do decide to, you know, get serious with a specific like larger brand that will be able to help me extend myself. But I want to make sure that I know exactly what it is that I want to push out. Right now I'm still like just getting into the studio a lot more and just working with music videos and other artists, so it's been interesting to see like me as an artist and kind of realizing what my sound was, you know.
Yeah, that's an entrepreneur mentality right there.
Yeah.
Big fact. So let me ask you a question though. What kind of music you make? Like what kind of, I heard you, but like how would you describe your music if somebody was like, yo, you look like you a rapper and you like, yo, Yo, you rap? Word? What kind of music you make? How would you say it?
I like to consider myself like a traptivist, which is like a trap artist who is like on some activist shit. You heard the Nipsey Hussle song. I also have another song called No Means No, and that's like about sexual abuse, and I've actually like led a few protests in that regarding that issue. So like just kind of using my voice and like, anybody could have bars and talk about whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like, who can really like move people mentally and say, this is what I'm saying it to you in a language that touches not only your mind but your heart and your soul. And I want people to act on that, you know what I'm saying? Because your words are manifestations, so you can't just be out here saying anything, especially not over music, because that's sacred. So it's very important to mean what you say in your art.
That's fire. That's fire. So what's one of your songs right now that people like, yo, I'm about to YouTube her right now? Most of the time when you YouTube somebody that you heard of, you realize that they got some shit out there. You're like, they got me. That shit whack. Yeah. So if you would send somebody directly to like the YouTube you right now, what song? They put your name in. Dope Goddess. What song would you put?
I would tell them to put in Exotics, because that was like my most fire, like just overall like lyrical, because like I was able to provide this sound that I'm trying to create called tropical trap, and it's basically like Caribbean and trap music, because me being Bahamian American, like I have both of those influences. So I'm like, how do I bring these worlds together so that they can represent me the same way that I feel inside, So the tropical trap sound definitely is fire. The flow is fire.
What's the
the
message?
artist.
Is there a message behind it? Because it seemed like you were real.
That one's more like just about me being a chill person, and just like it's about smoking, and I'm a smoker, so it makes sense. But it's like it's also like me saying some lyrical shit too. Like I always have to throw that in there, Like,
so what song would you give somebody like on some Meek Mill intro shit? Like somebody like, nah, I don't want to get in my bag right now. I'm about to throw some Dope Goddess for what?
Definitely last time that I checked, LTIC, that song's coming out in mid-October, October 15th. The video is gonna be coming out the day after that, the 16th. So it's gonna be lit. But a lot of people, I perform that song a lot, and people really like it. So I already know.
You work with anybody that well, let me ask you this first. Is there somebody out there that you do want to work with that you like, yo, I'll take off if I had that feature?
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
He's my favorite rapper. J. Cole.
Is it the college thing that makes y'all sound?
I can relate to the college thing, but also just the same thing I was talking about, like rapping about what you really know and like being conscious of what it is that you're putting out into the world. And like he's not afraid to like really say what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Like some people try to sugarcoat it, but he's like, no, I'm gonna be direct, because why else? That's why I'm so straightforward in my music, because I'm like.
What's one of your favorite J. Cole songs? He's your favorite rapper, that means.
Of course, though, I'm like, which one? Right. I definitely like. There's so many songs from Forest Hill Drive that was like, that whole album slap. But I guess I would have this. I know it is a lot.
So you just like him as an artist. You think
I think Street Tropez, just because like not only is it like a smooth back type like Cali song, obviously, but it's just more so like he's saying about his life and telling you how to like progress from whatever hardships you had, and that's like something that I like to think about, because people could be so stuck in there now instead of thinking about how great the future is.
Facts. So looking at the big picture. Looking at the big picture. All right. You know what? I always had like this thing with J. Cole. Like, would you say he's a positive rapper, a conscious rapper, a party rapper?
I like the fact that he can be all of those in one. I think like you could, like people will say he like sounds a little preachy sometimes, but like to me that's like ignorant, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to be able to like, I don't want to say ignorant shit when I'm like manifesting happiness, you know what I'm saying? I want to be saying some like real shit and feeling happy and turned about it, you know what I'm saying? And to me, he's able to provide that with a lot of his music. Of course, he has the more serious shit, but so does everybody. I mean, if you a real artist, like you ain't just rapping about one thing.
I think that's the best I ever heard somebody describe J. Cole, because I was always on some like, alright man, J. Cole, he the one, your positive rapper, conscious rapper, and then he got all the college kids with him, and then one time I was with one of my homies, and he was like, "You heard that new Cole album?" I'm like, "No, nah." And they was like, "I'm like, what's the fire song?" And they was like, GOMD. I'm like, it's like, "Get off my dick." I was like, Cole? That's a Cole song?
Yeah,
He was like,
exactly.
"Yeah," like, "Song, no, get off my dick."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, how? Like, that's
How can
J.
you
Cole."
be this and this?
Yeah. But you said it right though. Like, you want to be lit in yourself at the same time.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a struggle, especially as a female artist, especially as somebody who likes to like dress up and do all other stuff. Like, people expect you to have this particular sound, and I also am able to have that sound, but it's the versatility. It makes the person more interesting, in my opinion. Like you said, like you were thinking like, oh, J. Cole wouldn't do that, but like he did, because like that's also him.
Right.
He might be lit, and sometimes bitches ain't shit, so he wanna let, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he also says beautiful things about women all the time, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're gonna experience horrible women, you're gonna experience beautiful women, so you should be able to express how you feel about both. So it's not you being fake because, oh, you talk good about women, now you're talking bad. It's, no, I had good experiences, I had bad experiences.
I like the way you put that. You seem like a true J. Cole fan right there. Like, you fought for him on that one. You seem like the person that comments when somebody put a bad comment on your favorite artist. Like,
you wanna know something?
F you. If I ever see you, bitch, it's over.
Nah, J. Cole wouldn't want me to do that. He would want me to just, you know what I'm saying, stay focused.
Word, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that's fire, that's fire. So when, what kind of advice would you give another artist that's trying to get into your shoes right now? Because it seemed like you've been doing this for a long time. I heard you rap the other day. I don't know how you used to rap in the past, but you seem pretty seasoned already. You seem like you know what you're doing. You also seem like you're not thirsty for somebody to sign you or promise you something. You seem like you don't want out there trying to sign other people and like show them the right route with shit. You see what I'm saying? So, what kind of advice would you give these other artists out there that's looking at you right now, like, nah, I fuck with her, she fired, like, to get in your shoes? Like, what kind of wisdom would you give them? Like, baby girl, you starting out in this music right now, what would you say?
So I actually mentor a few like younger rappers from high school. So I usually tell them, you know, just as long as you have that passion and that flame for it, like you should pursue it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let it drain you. But at the same time, if it's really meant to me, it's not gonna drain you. It's not gonna drain you. It's only gonna make you want to work harder. Whatever it is, if you're working at McDonald's and you know you want to be a rapper, you're not gonna be out here bullshitting with your little ass paycheck. You're gonna be saving that little ass paycheck until it becomes a big check that you could really spend and make some real moves and flip that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it's about. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't ever minute yourself because of whatever situation. Like I said earlier, like you have to just keep your goals focused. Like, if you're focused on shit, it's no way you could fail. Like, it's no way you could fail. You know what I'm saying? You just, them distractions, you could tell, you feel it. When you're passionate about something, you know when something's not right. So you just gotta trust yourself.
Facts. I like the way you talk, man. You seem like, you seem like you know exactly what you're talking about. What you got coming out next? What should the people go look for? Well,
I'm about to, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be launching our first Goddess Angels release party. So Goddess Angels is a company that me and some of my friends created, just like a party service, because right now with the coronavirus and everything, there's a lot of like private parties, penthouse parties, Airbnb parties or whatever. So we do like
Airbnb party?
Like the mansion parties, Airbnb like mansions out and stuff like that. So we basically just like bottle service with the sparklers and stuff like that. Like still getting booked, like we're like still having that club experience and everything like that. So we were able to like capitalize on that quickly. Like we noticed there was just like a spike in parties all of a sudden, like underground parties. So we're like, yeah, we're on that with the matching outfits and everything like that, and just like the proper etiquette and everything.
Yeah, like for the party.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we're also very entertaining in general. Like we're always having a good time. So it's really easy for people to be like, yeah, we definitely want them at our party. You know what I'm saying? Serving drinks, walking around, like making sure people are good.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Like you came to New York and took off.
Look, I wasn't playing.
Yo,
I wasn't
this
playing.
is what New York is all about. Shit, there's so many people that live in New York that don't know the shit that you're doing right now. Like you get money off of that. Yeah.
Definitely. Enough to feed family. You feel me? Everybody good.
One thing I like to ask everybody when they come on here, what's the realest shit you ever heard?
Dang, the realest shit I ever heard was don't feel like you have to take every opportunity that's given to you. And as crazy as that sounds, it's more just so like the fact like not being too thirsty for something that just seems good, you know what I'm saying? Like not counting your chickens before they hatch, like understanding like what's real and what's fabricated, and just not jumping at everything, you know what I'm saying? Like take the time, don't be impulsive. And because I've been impulsive, and at times I can still be impulsive, but it's important to like really reflect on certain things, that especially if it's going to affect you in the long run.
What's the hardest, if you can remember, what's one of the hardest things about this business that you had to get through? The hardest situations that you had to get through in this business?
Stage fright. Not just like stage fright on stage itself, but like talking to people.
You good at this than me, but
but it's kind of because for a while, like I said, I did musical theater and regular theater, and I had to be like, okay, this is a persona, this is like me, just like an act, not, but it's still me, you know what I'm saying? The character is myself. Like it's just me thinking widely of myself, like, okay, how would I describe myself if I had to put this in a script? And that helps me understand my character development, helps me understand like, okay, this is what I do. This needs to be a thing. So I can basically like magnify that and say, okay, this is a Monte. Like me with the freaking crazy colors all the time. Like I want people to know that is a Monte. It wasn't always that drastic, but now I know that I need to make it that drastic so that it's a thing for me. You know what I mean?
It's your brand. It's your brand.
Yeah, it's your brand. So it's like thinking of it like that, and then just understanding like when I'm talking to an audience, I'm acting like I'm having a conversation, and I'm making people laugh because like I'm class clown all the time. Like so just bringing my real self, you know, my personality. It's like, okay, this is easy. Like now it feels like art, because now it feels like I'm just being me and showing people myself.
No, I think you're fire.
Thank you.
I have a feeling you're going to be big and successful.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for coming out. Dope Goddess. Where can everybody find you at?
Everyone can find me on Instagram at I am Dope Goddess.
I am dope. What about, you got SoundCloud? You got any songs out you can find on iTunes, Spotify?
Yes, you can find me on all streaming platforms, Dope Goddess. You can find me on SoundCloud as well, Dope Goddess. YouTube, I have vlogs out. I'm a vlogger as well, so you can see like my personal life and friend life and all that, and kind of how I develop myself as an artist.
Perfect. Thanks so much for coming out. Dope Goddess, everybody.